What up? Alright, man, check this out. Kind of a special deal. Not showing you guys any guitars today. Actually, I want to talk to you and share with you my thoughts of a record that just came out last Friday on the 20th. And if you guys have not been paying attention, there's some really good stuff dropping lately. And one of those records I'm going to talk about right now. Boom, the new Exhorder record. It's called Mourn The Southern Skies. I wish I had this on vinyl so you could see it in a bigger picture, but you'll have to do with the CD case for right now. But there you go. Nuclear Blast Records. That's the label that it's out on. So this came out last Friday on the 20th, like I said. And if you guys are not familiar with Exhorder, they're from New Orleans. They had released two records many years ago. Slaughter in the Vatican and The Law. Slaughter in the Vatican is kind of revered as like, it's an iconic album. I mean, this is an album that really kind of helped to spur on a new style, a new genre of music, that power groove, that thrashy type influence coming from Louisiana, which is, you know, kind of like the weirdest places to kind of create that stuff. Exhorder had the two records and then they disappeared. And after 27 years, they're back with a new record. And I'm going to tell you one thing right now. It fucking kills. Okay? I know everybody's talking about the new Slipknot. Everybody's talking about the new Tool record. Fuck all that shit. Okay? Slipknot ain't got shit on Exhorder. Tool ain't got shit on Exhorder. Okay? That stuff, to me, in my opinion, is boring. I'm not into it. Fuck all that new Tool stuff. I ain't worried about that. I don't even care. This is the shit that gets me excited. So you're talking about a band of five guys, which has mostly original members: Kyle Thomas, Vinny LaBella, and then you got some new guys coming in. Let me tell you something, man. It's fucking sick, bro. My boy Marcy's playing guitar in this band. You got Sasha Horn playing drums and Jason Vibrooks on bass. This is it. This is where it's at. I think it's 10 songs. And I'm going to tell you something. It fucking rips from beginning to end. There is no let up on this record. I had to kind of drive around and listen to it for about a good solid week to dissect the songs, listen to the guitars, listen to the drums, the bass, listen to Kyle's vocals, and listen to the lead work and really kind of dissect that stuff. So let me start with the guitars, because that's my thing. The production on this album is fucking phenomenal. It is thick, it is punchy, and it's even. I mean, every instrument is like right here. It's perfect. The drums aren't too forward in the mix, and they're not too loud. The bass is very subdued. It's right where it needs to be, right up the middle. And it has a nice low-end thump. If you have a great system in your vehicle, this is an album you need to check out. And the guitar tone, a lot of times the bands can kind of go weak on their guitar tone. Not here, man. This shit is fucking killer. It sounds awesome. And right off the bat, on the very first song, My Time, which the single is out on YouTube, you guys can look it up, or I'll put up a link for it. It's heavy, dude. I mean, it's just like the most crazy, frantic, spazzy guitar work, you know, that I've seen in recent years. And it's a breath of fresh air. And what's kind of funny about it is like, it's not reinventing the wheel. I mean, it's heavy music. It's thrashy, groovy type stuff. So it's kind of new, but it's not really new. It's like what you expect out of a band like Exhorder, and it doesn't disappoint. If you're looking for an album that has just 10 cuts of just to the point, no bullshit, no fucking frills, heavy music, this is it. Vinny and Marzi have a really interesting play work of guitar here, which is really kind of hard for me to decipher, because I've known Marzi for such a long time that I'm very in tune with his playing style, and most of the time if I hear something, I'm like, yeah, that's him. I know his style. But on this, the lead work, I can't tell who's playing what. That's how similar they are in style, and it sounds so close to one another. I'm just like, wow, I can't tell who's playing what lead, and that's okay, because every lead is fucking phenomenal. It's memorable. The notes are I think well chosen, and it's tasteful. It's not like fret sloppiness. You know, it's just like just going off. It has a purpose. Every lead has a purpose, and the interplay, the back and forth, the dual tandem of guitars is really, really unique, and I think it works. It's seamless. It's flawless. The drums, Sasha's playing some killer fucking drums on this. I mean, the double bass, the toms, everything just sounds really clear and precise. I hate it when you hear something where the drums are too loud or the drums are too low, or maybe the bass is too low and the guitars are like blaring and it just sounds like dookie. Everything's even on this record, and it's really, really well done. My favorite song on the record is hands down, without a shadow of a doubt, Beware the Wolf, cut number 4. It has probably got one of the most powerful, I'm going to call it a chorus, maybe a pre-chorus, I'm not really sure. You guys can check it out, whatever you want to call it, a chorus, pre-chorus, whatever. It's sick, bro. It is sick. And it's the baddest song on the record. I've listened to it probably like 50 times this week, just over and over, listening to it, listening to the solos in that middle section. And dude, it just kills. It's so fucking great. I love it. All right, so there's some really, really good songs. I mean, every song is killer, but I'm going to give you the titles, okay? So you got My Time, Asunder, Hallowed Sound, which is a great song because it's about where I'm from, Houston, and it's about where they're from, New Orleans, and how you can't keep us down because it's in our blood, it's in our DNA. Beware the Wolf, Yesterday's Bones, All She Wrote, Rumination, The Arms of Man, Ripping Flesh, and Mourn the Southern Skies. Mourn the Southern Skies is a longer song. I think it's like 9 minutes. It's got some cool, acoustic guitar, very kind of slow, kind of drudgy, but it builds to a really good conclusion, and it's well done. Ripping Flesh is one of my other favorites because it's probably the closest to a death metal song I think I'd ever hear from Exhorder. I mean, it's grinding. It's killer, man. I'm telling you, this is the album that everybody should be running out to buy. And it's probably hard to find in stores, so I'll put a link down in the bottom so you guys can check it out. What I do really, really like about this I guess maybe the most, is Kyle's vocals. Kyle also sings in Heaviest Texas with Marzi, and it's a different style, so his vocal approach is a little bit different. I think he sings a little more in Heaviest Texas, a little more like kind of like laid back bluesy voicings, but on this one he's going all out, man. I mean, he's really getting after it, and I like the interplay on the guitars and the vocals and how they kind of trade off to one another, but they're not fighting for the spotlight. They work with each other. They kind of bend. It's very flexible. It's a flexible relationship. And Kyle's vocals have like a rhythmic flexibility, which is really cool. And what I noticed is that his vocals help to kind of fill some of the gaps. You know, some of the where guitars are maybe not going as crazy as they have in previous moments. His vocals have a moment to shine. And that's really cool because it really showcases how awesome his vocals and the range really truly is. And the lyrics are great. The lyrics all have a story. I mean, they all tell some sort of a story, personal, whatever it may be. You know, it's something that you guys should really pay attention to and really read the lyrics. Sit down with the book like I do because I'm a dork and I read all this stuff and I'm like, oh, interesting. That's pretty cool. You know, I like that. But yeah, this is I've said it before and I'll say it again, album of the year, right here. This is the album of the year. And if it's not album of the year, then it's a bunch of bullshit for the other bands because they don't deserve it. These guys deserve it. Okay? This, to come out after 27 years and put out this record? Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, come on, man. That's a fucking awesome thing. It's mind-blowing. It's badass. So, you guys need to go out, get this, check it out. I'll put a link down at the bottom so you guys can check out the Exhorder page, order it. If you guys have record stores where you live, go out and tell them to order it. Get it. Get it on vinyl also because it's limited edition orange color. Mine's going to be here tomorrow. Pretty stoked. So there you go, man. Exhorder. Buy it. You will not regret. I promise. Later.